Morning. It's going to have to be a quick video today because I'm just about to hop in an Uber. I had a bit of a late wake up. Just fucking shattered. Alarm went off and I wasn't having any of it, frankly. But I have got myself out of bed for the morning sesh. I'm on my way to the cruise now. Didn't have a late one last night, really. I think it was just taking its toll, this. God knows what the players must be like. They must be half dead. So this morning we're using Mark Allen. I don't know what to expect. If it's more of the same from Mark Allen, I think he's going to take a handy lead. I think Wu needs to break the shackles off early. He needs to get the balls open. He needs to play a bit smarter because he wasn't playing very smart yesterday. And crucially, he needs to be hitting those long balls in and just not missing silly balls. If he doesn't do that, then Allen will get worried again, because anyone would, frankly. But if Allen can dictate like he did yesterday, and I guarantee that'll be his game plan this morning, which, you know, is understandable given how good Wu User is, then it could get a bit ugly. Obviously there's more frames to play, so I think there's more frames to play tonight, which could mean it could be quite a late finish. We'll just have to see. Higgins Murphy this afternoon to a conclusion. Murphy's got to get a fast start in that. Got to. If Higgins goes ahead early, it could be curtains. Huge pressure on Murphy to start with. We'll have to see what happens. I'm hoping it's I think for interest it'd be a Sean Murphy Wu User final would be the best outcome in my opinion. But there again, I'm not going to cry too much if it's any of the others. So wherever you are, enjoy the snooker today, enjoy your bank holiday weekend, and I'll clock in with you and do a longer video in a bit. Nice one. Over and out. Just had a little lunch at Box Bar. Wanted to see if I could play a local at snooker, but the table was absolutely ramo Saturday, so pretty scant hope. Yeah, I had a little salt and pepper and chips, lime and soda. It's lovely. Now, on to this morning's action. So Wu User, Mark Allen. Fascinating session, probably the best quality session of that match so far. I thought Wu User was excellent, and crucially, Mark Allen, he responded. They shared the session 4-all. Some excellent breaks in there, really free flowing in comparison to yesterday, which was well, it was in patches, and then you had an hour and 40 and an hour frame, so pretty mental. So 11-all. I mean, I'm really finding that very, very, very difficult to call. I mean, it could go all the way. The thing is, what's been happening is if Wu User goes in front, Allen tries to sort of bog, and this is what he's got to do, by the way. He tries to bog him down with, like, you know, a more tactical, safety-driven frame, and then Allen seems to be getting in off the back of that and coming back. It's happened about sort of, well, more than once. It happened this morning, and you know, it all depends on really if someone sort of folds mentally, and it could happen. The start is obviously enormous, being, you know, 11-all, both in a race to 17, 6 to go. It could be quite a long session tonight, just based on the fact that there's more frames involved. There's that to consider for the players. So I'm finding it really, really difficult to call a winner in that. I think, based on how the second and third sessions has gone, I'm more keen to say Mark Allen than Wu User now. If I really had to nail my colours to the mast, it would be Mark Allen. That'd be my choice now. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if he's got anything left in the tank for the final, because to play that sort of style of snooker over 17 days, I'm not saying it's, you know, he's been quite free-flowing in the balls, but also, like, mentally, it's got to take, he looked a bit tired at stages in that session. It's got to take a lot out of you. And then you've got a best of 35 coming up, like on Sunday and Monday. not exactly what you need when it's the biggest match of your life. So we'll see what happens tonight. But this afternoon we've got the Wizard of Wishaw against the Magician. It is 13-11 to John Higgins. Now, my heart says Sean Murphy. My financial heart says Sean Murphy. My head says John Higgins will get it done. But the thing with Murphy is he's very unpredictable. Like, this is the difficulty with predicting Murphy's sessions. He can either be sort of, really not mediocre. He's a world-class player. He's always decent, but he can either be sort of really patchy or bang on it to the point where you're watching him just like he's never going to miss a ball. He's stomping around the table, smashing everything in. It sort of goes without saying he's got to have a fast start. I think if John wins the first couple of frames, you could pretty much stick a fork in it. So those first 2 frames are absolutely enormous. Murphy has to take at least one of them, if not both, in my opinion. I think he has to win. I presume, there is a mid-sesh. Of course, there's a mid-sesh. So he has to win the first. If he wins the first session 3-1, we're game on. We're 14 all. We're a best of, what would it be? Best of 5 for the final. He has to think like that, but I think he just has to really put pressure on John. That's the only thing that works with John Higgins, putting pressure on him. He's so robust normally all the time. It's going to be interesting to see if he can do that. As I say, my heart says Murphy, my head says Higgins. It's probably going to be Higgins, to be fair. And if it's Higgins-Mark Allen in the final, I could be here till next week with those two. The tactical nous will be on show. It'd be a fascinating watch. If they like each other as well, Higgins and Allen, so it'll be played in a really good spirit. Whether Allen can become a Triple Crown winner, or Higgins can become a 5-time winner, that'll be absolutely fascinating to see. There's that to look forward to this afternoon. In terms of other things, I'm not saying I've given up on Joe Johnson, Cliff Thorburn, but my appetite for signatures has waned in the last few days. Probably why you've heard nothing on that front, really. I did sort of do a half-hearted attempt for Joe Johnson yesterday, but I think mentally, don't get me wrong, I'm thoroughly enjoying the snooker still, but I think mentally I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to sort of ingratiate myself in my life again, proper life, not this bloody nonsense. I think a few days without international sport would probably be a good idea. I'm just missing being around my wife as well. It'd be really nice to see her. And just because we've been apart for 5 weeks. She went on holiday before I did this, so listen, some cracking sessions to look forward to. Really looking forward to the semis and final. I can't wait to see who's in the final. This whole journey's been absolutely amazing. And if I don't get Joe Johnson and Cliff Thorburn, I'm not going to cry too much. Got to focus on what I have got, which is, a lot of the current crop of players, which is probably what I'm more interested in, really. The only big 2 I haven't really got is Ronnie and Mark Williams. I think Mark Williams I can get at some point. O'Sullivan, we will see, to be continued. But I'll leave you to it anyway. I am going to head off to the crease now, get in there, get my seat, get myself ready, and really soak up these semi-final sessions. So wherever you are, have a great Saturday and enjoy the snooker. Over and out. Evening. So Sean Murphy is in the final. A belter of a session. Top 5 sessions that I've watched at the Crucible. Murphy started like a train, like I thought he would. Got back to 13 all from 13-11, and then maybe got to him a little bit, nerves, just the fact that he was on top of John, because he played quite a safety conscious frame in the third one before the mid-session interval, and Hendry had a little go at him in commentary for turning down a pretty difficult blue, but he was absolutely flying. He just made 132 and 126 or 133 or something mad like that. And Higgins sort of took advantage of that a little bit and went back up for 15-13. I was thinking, tough ask from here for Murphy, really. He came back after the mid-session. Obviously, you're thinking, hopefully you can make it 15-14, because 16-13 is probably terminal in a race to 17 against John Higgins. To win 4 in a row is not easy, and he just monstered a clearance, and to be quite honest with you, he ran to the finishing line. He won all the frames after the mid-session interval. It was absolutely amazing to see. So Sean Murphy is our first finalist. I'm delighted. It's paid for all my bets. Hopefully he wins it, so it pays for a bit more. But I mean, tonight, the more I think about it, the more I think Mark Allen is going through against Wu Yiza. I'm going to say Mark Allen is going to win 17-14. I just think experience is going to tell come the end, and Wu will know the prize on offer. I think Allen's just a safer bet under pressure. To be honest, I don't really think it matters who plays Murphy in the final. It's going to be a fantastic narrative, whatever. I don't know who he'd want to play either. Possibly Allen, purely on the basis that he's played him more times and would know sort of more of what to expect. Wu's a bit of an unknown quantity. He's obviously played Wu a lot, but he's not played him nearly as much as Allen. I mean, Allen was, he came on the scene just after Murphy did, so they played each other a hell of a lot over the years. I think Murphy would be more comfortable playing Allen, certainly. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating. I can't wait to see who wins tonight. It could be a late one. As I commented earlier, it's 11-all, so they've got extra frames to play tonight. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. But Sean Murphy, take a bow. What a session of snooker. You're in the final. Probably the best chance to win it since you won it in 2005. You're certainly playing the best snooker that I've seen at a World Championship since then. And that includes all the final visits you had before. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And before I go to sleep tonight, I'll record another video and yeah, sum up what to expect over the next couple of days in the World Final. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this afternoon. I'm going to have to get in there because I'm late. But yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit, and over and out. Cheers. Good evening. So I've just got back from the pub. I said to myself I wasn't going to drink, but frankly, I needed a pint after what I've just seen at the Crucible. So Mark Allen is out of the World Championship. He lost in a decider to Wu. Doesn't really tell half the tale. So it was 14-all, and they kind of had gone, Allen had won one, and then Wu was knocking in absurd long reds to win the next frame. He must have knocked in 3 of virtually the same ridiculously hard long reds in a row off the break-off. He got to 14-all. Allen then made it 15-14, and Wu had a chance to win that frame to make it 15-all, and he missed a red into the middle, and Allen cleared up. So it's 16-14 to Allen. And at that point I thought, 2 down, 3 to play, young lad, first semi-final. I didn't write him off. You never write anyone off of his ability, but I thought, yeah, Allen's going to get the job done. He's just going to sneak it. I forget what happened in that frame, but Wu won it fairly convincingly, I think. And then the frame at 16-15 was the one where, I mean, I've seen it all now, frankly. Allen initially missed, we missed a chance when he was in to make it 16-all. Allen then had a chance to clear up and take the victory. He missed a straight red into the corner pocket. Didn't really need to do that much with the cue ball. Rattled in the jaws, came out. Wu then cleared to the blue, and he needed the pink to win, and he missed. So he left himself the wrong side of the blue on a colours clearance, and he missed the pink. And then it went over the yellow bag, to which I think Allen missed it. And then, and it rattled and sort of went safe-ish, but still potable. And then Wu overcut it. So Allen had a second bite of the cherry. So he only needed pink and black to make the final at that point. And he hits this unbelievable pinking. In relative terms, it wasn't a hard shot, but he got absolutely perfect on the black, just off straight, probably how you want it for a pressure pot. And he's gone the full length of the table for that. The roar that I heard in the Crucible when that pink went in, I've only ever heard anything else at football matches when enormous goals have gone in. So the pink's gone in. He's gotten off straight black for the match. His hand's not on the table. He's having to cue, he's having to do the loop bridge. And he twitches it. And it rattles in the jaws. And it sort of stays over the jaws enough for Wu User to pot it. Wu User then pots the black. It goes to a decider. Now, at that point, I'm thinking pantheon of all-time biggest misses in snooker. It's up there with Jimmy in 94, and it's up there with Davis in 85, frankly. I mean, arguably, much worse than, certainly in terms of, difficulty, much worse than both of them. It was the kind of black that any amateur player would get if there was no pressure on it. It was just off straight. I was just thinking, there's no way he misses this. But I think there was something in the roar previously, because it was so deafening, that put him off. I haven't watched the post-match interviews yet. But anyway, I'll get to the final frame. So in the final frame, Allen then starts like a train. He's on a max. He had 5 reds and 5 blacks. And what happened? I think he missed one into the middle pocket. And Wu just basically cleared up. So Mark Allen's not in the World Final. Wu User is in the World Final. He'll play Sean Murphy tomorrow. I'm so gutted for Allen. All throughout that clearance for Wu, I should have been happy for Wu, because it's amazing for a lad like that to make a World Final. Great lad, great player. Should have been happy. But I was feeling so nauseous for Mark Allen when he was sat in his seat, just watching Wu User clear up. You could do nothing about it. And I was just there thinking, how do you come back from that? How is it possible to come back from that black as a player? The field gets tougher every year. Players get older every year. He would have been the oldest world champion of all time already. Sorry, oldest first-time world champion, I beg your pardon, already if he'd won it. I mean, I had to go to the Graduate after to speak with the guys that I've met through my mate on Twitter, just to decompress and kind of get over what I'd just seen, frankly. I had to have a drink as well, frankly, because like I felt so bad for him, like on a human level, like gutted for him. Anyway, just as I was about to leave, he came in to the pub that we were in. Mark Allen came in with what I assume were his mates, because they were all kind of surrounding him. Not that I would approach him anyway. I mean, you could approach someone after a loss. Of course you can. You know, you can approach them and maybe say, you know, unlucky, mate, you know. But that, you can't say unlucky, because he had a virtually straight black for the final. It really should be him against Murphy tomorrow and Monday. I can't think about the final just yet. The video for the final gets done tomorrow morning. I need a sleep to recover from what I've just seen, frankly. I think it's the best sporting event I've ever been to. Not just snooker. And I've been to some amazing things. I've been to, you know, been to the Ryder Cup. I've been to a lot of massive Man United European nights, Premier League nights. I mean, I went to the 4-3 when Man U beat City with Michael Owen scoring in the last minute. That's just as big to me, what I've just seen tonight. I also went when we beat Arsenal when they were going for 50 games unbeaten. I'm aghast. I'm absolutely aghast. And I really hope for Mark Allen's sake, he can try and take it philosophically. But lesser people, it would ruin their career. It would be a career ender. Or they would never be the same player after. Because the event's bloody hard to win in the first place. But a straight black for the final, missed. And, you know, you've got to start from scratch next year, when who knows what draw you might have, what other intangibles you might have, everything else. I feel so sorry for him. Absolutely gutted. And I did think about going up to him at the bar and saying, you know, but what can you say? Really, what can you say? He was one ball away from the final, and an easy ball like that. Yeah. I can't speak. I need to decompress. I need to sleep. And maybe I'll be able to speak coherently in the morning about it. But, yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that where you are. I need to stop this video. But, yeah, have a good one. Over and out.